So overnight, Charlie Intel posted an image that seems to be of a GameStop inventory system, and what this image does show is something that is really interesting, just because they have listings for promotional materials for Black Ops 4 like lanyards, posters, which does seem to confirm that this year's Call of Duty is indeed Black Ops 4. Now, does this mean that the game is coming to the Switch? We had that rumour back in January, I do believe, which came from Marcus Sellers, which said that Black Ops 4 is indeed coming to the Switch. Does this image mean that it is confirmation that yes, it is coming to the Switch? I don't necessarily see it that way, just because I think the original rumour shouldn't be believed, just because Marcus Sellers isn't really the most reliable of sources. He pretty much posts anything on his Twitter account. Pretty much anybody that sends him information, no matter if it is true or not, he will just post it anyway. And the reason why I know this is because somebody that I know basically sent Marcus Sellers a DM saying that Far Cry 3 is coming to the Switch. Marcus Sellers then tweeted out saying that Far Cry 3 is coming to the Switch based on what the person that I know sent him. And this person that I know made it all up. So Marcus Sellers shouldn't really be trusted, but that is not what I want to talk about in this video. What I want to talk about is on that image we see some promotional material for World at War, which I find interesting, just because why would GameStop put up some promotional material in their shops for World at War, which came out 10 years ago? Now, what I think this confirms is that World at War will be getting remastered, just because I do believe the game did come out 10 years ago this year on the PS3, Xbox 360 and Wii. So it would make sense, just because they did remaster Modern Warfare when that turned 10 years old. Call of Duty 4, they did remaster that when it did have its 10-year anniversary. So maybe they will do the same for World at War, and maybe they will do the same next year for Modern Warfare 2 when it is Infinity Ward's time. So yeah, I think we are getting World at War remastered. Now, what I want to talk about over some old World at War Wii gameplay that I've already uploaded before. The reason why I'm re-uploading this gameplay is because the World at War Wii servers got shut down in 2014. So unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to capture more World at War Wii gameplay. But what I want to talk about in this video is the possibility of us seeing World at War remastered for the Switch. I'll definitely be on board with this, just because, you know, I definitely do have this sort of like need to play like a World War II shooter. Call of Duty World War II didn't really do it for me. I played a beta for that game and I didn't really find it interesting at all. I just didn't really like it one bit. I have played World at War before, so I'll definitely be on board, you know, with playing it again. It has been a long time since I have played World at War. It probably has been about 4 years ago. So yeah, I would love to go back and play this game again, and I would love it if it did come out on the Switch, just because, like what I said, us Nintendo gamers, we don't have the opportunity like what the Sony gamers and Microsoft gamers and PC gamers have. Like, they have the opportunity to go back and play the original release, but us Nintendo fans, we don't, just because the World at War Wii servers were run on a service called GameSpy, and basically Nintendo and GameSpy, they pretty much went their separate ways, and unfortunately it meant that games like Mario Kart Wii, Smash Bros, I do believe, games that ran on the GameSpy service, unfortunately we cannot play those games online anymore. So yeah, it would be cool if we did get World at War remastered on the Switch for that reason alone. Now, I know some people would be against it just because, oh, it's another port. The Switch has got loads more ports already, but I'm not one of those people, just because I've never played World at War in HD, so it would be sort of like a brand new experience for me. And plus, I don't think the Wii version got all of the maps. I think there was DLC for World at War, and the Wii never got DLC for Call of Duty games, so I'll definitely be on board with a World at War Remastered. Now, I'm not sure whether they would like implement the sort of controls that we saw on the Wii, so like the pointer controls. What was interesting about World at War, by the way, was the fact that it was pointer controls only, and that was it. You couldn't use like a classic controller. You couldn't use like a so-called normal controller. You had to use mouse control, which was really interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely love it if this game did come out on the Switch and it did have gyro support through the Joy-Cons and through the Pro Controller as well. It wouldn't necessarily be the same as the pointer controls that we saw on the Wii, just because you got the IR camera, it's at the bottom of the right Joy-Con, and for me, gyro is not the same as the pointer controls that we saw on the Wii, but any sort of mouse control like gyro support, kind of like what we've got in Doom, I'll definitely be on board with. So I'll definitely be on board with a World at War Remastered, and yeah, I think it could happen, I really do, just because I think Beanox are definitely working on something for the Switch, and I think that is Call of Duty. Put it this way, if we get to September and we hear nothing about Black Ops 4 or World at War Remastered, which I think is happening, then I'll definitely be really surprised, put it that way. So I am expecting something Call of Duty this year for the Switch, and who knows, maybe it could be World at War Remastered for the Switch. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Do you think that listing does mean that World at War is getting a remaster? And would you pick that up for the Switch? And do you think that could come to the Switch, maybe instead of Black Ops 4? Who knows? It would be cool if we did get both games, so that we had a choice to play both of them. But then again, maybe that could split the user base. I'm not sure what the user base would be for Call of Duty on the Switch. I guess it's, you know, up in arms at this moment in time, just because the Switch is really popular. But then again, on the Wii, you know, we did have quite a lot of players. Would we see the same sort of population on a Call of Duty game on the Switch? That is definitely something which is, you know, something which we need to see play out if we do get a Call of Duty game on this system. So I'll be on board with World at War. I would definitely be on board with it, just because, like what I mentioned before, I'm not going to repeat myself. But yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Just found it really interesting to talk about, and yeah, it's just, you know, it's really fresh. And I thought, you know what, I may as well make this video. But we've got plenty more coming up on the channel, seriously. When we do get Call of Duty news for the Switch, like proper concrete news, or maybe rumours from more reliable sources than Marcus Sellers, then I will cover them on the channel. But that is pretty much it for this video, and I will see you next time.